Insidious dread gripped the quaint town of Mattoon, Illinois. The usually peaceful streets echoed with hushed whispers, the once warm and welcoming houses now shuttered, their inhabitants cowered in fear. A malignant presence, known only as the Mad Gasser of Mattoon, was said to have descended upon the town, turning it into a staging ground for a reign of terror that would etch itself into the annals of history. Residents started reporting a mysterious, noxious odor permeating their homes, untraceable to any known source. The smell was pungent, acrid, a sickly sweet odor that invaded nostrils and lingered ominously. It was a smell that didn't belong in the domestic tranquility of their homes, a smell that promised danger and incited panic. Those unfortunate enough to inhale this strange gas found themselves gripped by an inexplicable malaise. Dizziness overwhelmed them, the world around spinning into a chaotic blur. Nausea clawed at their stomachs, a relentless assault that left them weak and trembling. Their throats burned, their eyes watered, and a feeling of suffocation seized them, an invisible hand tightening around their throat. The Mad Gasser was not seen, only felt in the physical torment he wrought and the psychological terror he inspired. Despite the brave efforts of local authorities to unravel this disturbing phenomenon, the source remained elusive. The hysteria grew, fear feeding fear, until the entire town was wrapped in the chilling grasp of paranoia. The reign of the Mad Gasser was not only terrifying but also puzzling, with oddities and peculiarities that deepened the mystery and amplified the terror. Despite over 24 reported attacks, the elusive Gasser left almost no physical evidence. The only tangible proof was a white cloth found at one of the sites, soaked in a substance that induced similar symptoms to those reported by victims. But analysis of this cloth offered no conclusive answers, only adding to the enigma. In a particularly chilling account, a victim reported seeing a shadowy figure lurking outside her window just before she was overcome by the gas. This elusive specter, described as tall and dressed in dark clothing, vanished into the night, leaving behind only the noxious fumes and a lingering fear. Strangely, the gas seemed to have a preference for women, with the majority of victims being female. This pattern added a sinister undercurrent to the already terrifying events, suggesting a possibly perverted motive behind the attacks. The Mad Gasser also demonstrated a disturbing understanding of the human psychology. The attacks were not random but methodically planned, almost always happening at night when the victims were most vulnerable, their senses dulled by sleep, their houses cloaked in darkness. The reign of terror lasted for 2 weeks, but the psychological impact was far-reaching. The event shook the town's faith in their safety and security. It brought about a wave of fear and paranoia that swept over Mattoon, causing residents to purchase guns, install locks, and keep a vigilant watch over their homes. As the sun set on the terror-stricken town of Mattoon, a haunting silence enveloped the streets. The Mad Gasser, the invisible phantom that had held the town captive under a shroud of fear, had vanished as suddenly as he had appeared. Homes that had once echoed with laughter and joy were now fortresses, their residents forever marked by the invisible threat that had once filled their air. The Mad Gasser had left no trace, no footprints to follow, no clues to his identity. His existence was confined to the chilling memories of his victims and the lingering scent of his noxious gas. His reign of terror was over, but the fear he had instilled was a poison that lingered, a haunting phantom that would forever lurk in the shadows of Mattoon. In the years that followed, the tale of the Mad Gasser would be retold, passed down like a ghost story around campfires and during sleepovers, a chilling reminder of the summer Mattoon lost its innocence. Theories would be spun, investigations carried out, but the truth about the Mad Gasser remained elusive, hidden in the mists of time. In the end, the Mad Gasser of Mattoon was not just a phantom that terrorized a town, he became a symbol of our darkest fears, of the unseen threats that lurk in the corners of our safe havens, of the power of uncertainty and the human mind's capacity to manifest its deepest fears. His tale is a chilling testament to the horrifying power of the unknown, and the undying echoes of his terror still resonate in the quiet town of Mattoon, a ghost story that is all too real.